What if you were to take an image, like this one, and reduce it, bit by bit, down to its most essential elements: line, form, color, and space? Now resolve it. What do you get? For Dutch artist Piet Mondrian, the result is an entirely new style of art called, fittingly, de stijl. It looks something like this, and it's all about playing with the essentials: straight lines, primary colors, and space to express something universal, a pure, abstract art. But how did art get from this to this? We can find some clues by looking at Mondrian's life. Piet Mondrian was born in the Netherlands in 1872, surrounded by art. His father was a drawing teacher, and his uncle was part of the Hague School, so painting was very much in his blood. Mondrian began his career at the Rijksakademie primarily painting landscapes, but his style changed significantly over time, from conservative naturalism to a budding abstraction. We can see this transformation especially in his mill paintings. In 1904's Mill of Heeswijk Sun, Mondrian uses naturalistic colors to paint a traditional subject, a mill, but we can already see the influence of the Impressionists in his thick, fast brushwork. A few years later, in Windmill in the Fine, Mondrian gradually abandons naturalism in favor of a more expressive palette. We see the same hurried impressionist brushstrokes, but this time the colors are more vivid, almost supernatural. Tempestuous brown, green, and blue-tinted clouds surround a brushy windmill. In the foreground, a yellow strike, a fauvist dash of pure color shoots across the canvas, drawing the eye in. By 1908, there's no longer any question Mondrian has changed. Mill in Sunlight, the Winkelmill, is an unearthly architectonic explosion in red against a bright yellow background with blue, pox-like dots radiating from it. We still have a sense of perspective and clear subject. It is a mill after all, but in the artist's feverish use of unnatural primary colors, we can see the seeds of his later style. In the Red Mill of 1910, Mondrian takes it a step further. Here, a flat, geometric red windmill rises up out of an almost formless, pure blue background. He's reduced his palette, painting in just red and blue, and the result is a simpler, more basic image. The tendency is clearly toward the ever purer, ever more minimalist visual expression of the thing. He wants to simplify what he sees, and to do that best, he simplifies his methods of expression. So what does that ultimately look like in practice, taken to the extreme? To answer this, we return to composition with red, blue, and yellow. This is a masterclass in de stijl reductionism, or the total breakdown of art into line, color, and space. First off, line. In a Mondrian, there are no diagonal perspective lines. Instead, aperspectival vertical and horizontal black lines divide the canvas into sections. Placement is key too. In composition with red, blue, and yellow, the longest horizontal line is a third of the way up the canvas, grounding the piece visually, sort of like a field might in a traditional Dutch landscape painting, except here, the horizon line has been reduced to its most essential structure. There are no fields, no sheep, no farmers, nor sky. There is just a black line cutting across irregularly distributed space. Ditto the verticals. Instead of a windmill, for example, Mondrian paints a single striving black line. And these lines converse. Horizontals and verticals crisscross each other at right angles, contributing to an overall sense of mathematical harmony. Mondrian takes the same no-frills first principles approach to color. In addition to black, white, and occasionally grey, he uses only 3 colours: red, blue, and yellow. This makes sense when you consider that the goal of neoplasticism is to pare down the language of art to encompass, well, everything. Primary colors are the purest, most basic colors possible. All other colors are compounds built from them. Therefore, they're the obvious choice for a universal art containing everything. And Mondrian's is a simplified language, a very minimalist art. Here, the small yellow rectangle radiates from the bottom right corner. The deep blue plane recedes, and the red square, the largest color field of all, seems to float on the surface of the canvas, mediating the relationship between yellow and blue. The overall effect is one of compositional unity, a happy balance, which is surprising when you consider that the painting is an exercise in asymmetry. Every square is a different size and a different color, and some lines are even thicker than others. In this painting and his work generally, Mondrian proves that by stripping away the excess, by using only the basic elements of design, we achieve unity, an almost spiritual harmony, something truly beyond the canvas. Once developed, Mondrian would spend the rest of his life refining the style, and this didn't stop at painting. Mondrian wrote extensively and in many ways even lived his work. His Paris, London, and New York studios were designed to be Mondrian's, with rectangles of primary colors scattered across whitewashed walls. And in the end, we had Mondrian, living in a Mondrian, creating Mondrians. If you've enjoyed this video or would like to learn more about art, please click the like and subscribe buttons now, or check out the other videos in our Understanding Art series. Thanks for watching! If you'd like to see more videos like this one, please consider supporting us on Patreon at the link in the description box below. As a Quince patron, you'll get early access to future videos and can even vote on upcoming video topics. Our amazing patrons allow us to work on these videos full-time and make them as good as we possibly can. Thank you all very, very much for your support.